Have you ever felt like you're just fighting a losing battle? You're trying to be disciplined, you're trying to stay motivated, but something just feels heavy, like you're trying to run through water. Well, today we're going to talk about a pretty radical idea. What if your biggest problem isn't actually you?
I mean, we all do this, right? We tell ourselves, if I just had more willpower, if I just had more discipline, then things would be different. We're convinced that the solution is just to try harder.
Or maybe you think, it's my motivation. You look at other people who seem like they're totally on fire, and you're wondering, why does my passion just fizzle out so fast?
Or maybe it's consistency. You have some good days, maybe even a few good weeks, but you just can't seem to make it stick. It's always one step forward and like 2 steps back. But what if all of these things, discipline, motivation, consistency, are just symptoms of a much, much deeper issue?
Yeah, what if the real battle isn't just happening inside your own head, but in the very atmosphere, all around you? Let's explore that.
Okay, so let's dive into this. This idea that the spiritual battle we're in isn't just internal, it's environmental. The core concept here is that we are all living inside a kind of spiritual climate, an atmosphere that has a huge effect on us. Now, the source for this idea points to a ruler of the power of the air. And that's not just some fancy poetry, it's a diagnosis. It's saying that the world around us is spiritually contaminated. And here's the absolute key. Contamination doesn't need your permission. It only needs your exposure. You don't have to choose it, you just have to be living in it.
And this is why this is so helpful, because it helps make sense of those struggles we're often afraid to even admit. It explains why some temptations can feel so overwhelming, almost like you're caught in thorns. It's why your mind can feel so cloudy sometimes, and why doing the right thing can feel just incredibly heavy, like you're carrying a stone. It's because the air isn't clean.
And this is exactly why willpower by itself is never going to be enough. You can't just decide to breathe different air. We're all sharing this space. And when the culture around us gets polluted by rebellion, the environment itself actually shifts, and we all feel it. So, what's the answer?
So if willpower isn't the solution, a lot of us immediately jump to the word grace. But I think we've been taught a really passive, almost kind of weak version of grace. So let's just dismantle some of those myths right now.
Grace is not God just looking the other way. It's not a get-out-of-jail-free card, and it's not some soft tolerance for our failures. To see it that way is to completely miss its incredible power. It's something way more active, way more potent than that.
So, if that's what grace isn't, let's get to what it actually is. Because this is the real game changer.
Okay, look at this distinction. It's so important. Mercy is God stepping in to change what's happening to you. But grace is God stepping in to change what's happening in you. Mercy rearranges the external stuff. Grace reinforces your internal self. Without grace, we don't stand firm. We just kind of blend in.
So here's the crucial point. Grace is spiritual energy. It is God's direct, powerful response to the polluted atmosphere that we're all living in. It's not passive favor. It is an active infusion of divine strength. It is, literally, spiritual oxygen for your soul.
But that brings up a really critical question, right? If this powerful grace is available, why don't we feel it all the time? Well, the answer is crystal clear: because it can be blocked.
This isn't a suggestion. It's a spiritual principle that is as fixed as the law of gravity. Grace has a very specific channel it flows through, and that's humility. And it has a very specific obstacle that shuts it off completely: pride.
Now, when we hear the word pride, we usually think of arrogance, right? Bragging. But in this context, the most common form of pride is way quieter than that. It's that subtle, self-sufficient posture that says, I got this, I'll handle it myself, I don't need any help. It's just an attitude of independence from God. How many times have we said this? To other people, to ourselves, maybe even to God. I'm fine. That simple phrase, that posture of self-reliance, is the very thing that can twist the valve shut on the flow of grace into our lives. And when that valve is shut, look what happens. The polluted atmosphere, it starts to win. You start absorbing the very toxins you were meant to overcome. Your thoughts get darker, temptations seem to get louder, and just trying to do the right thing becomes absolutely exhausting. It's not because God disappeared, it's because His grace was resisted.
But here is the incredible news. We don't have to live like this. We can actually control our posture. We can reopen the flow of grace.
So let's look at how to start breathing again. Now, this isn't some new legalistic checklist. It's a posture of the heart that creates a constant flow. It starts with daily humility, an honest admission that just says, God, I can't do this without you. It continues with daily repentance, which really just means turning away from that self-reliant I'm fine attitude. And it's lived out in daily dependence, where we actively choose to rely on His strength instead of trying to generate our own.
And we are not meant to do this alone. Isolation leaves you trying to fight for yourself in contaminated air. But when believers get together in honesty and in worship, they actually create these clean pockets in a dirty world. Community is our protection.
And this is the key takeaway. God's plan isn't to airlift you out of the world. His plan is to strengthen you in the world. Grace, your spiritual oxygen, doesn't get rid of the pollution, but it gives you the divine strength to breathe deeply and to stand firm right in the middle of it all.
So the next time you feel weak or exhausted or just overwhelmed by it all, remember this. Your problem might not be your discipline. It might be your air supply. Stop trying harder and start breathing deeper. Posture yourself in humility, receive the grace that is your spiritual oxygen, and you won't just survive, you will stand.